Hello, today we will learn how to play the G major scale and the D major scale. Um, as usual, I like to explain what's going on because I think it's beneficial for piano playing. A lot of it is about understanding. Then you can render the music in a proper way. So, the C major scale has a structure. Any major scale has exactly the same structure. It's just that the first note of the scale, which gives the name of the scale. In this case, for example, C major scale starts in C, has the following structure. It's comprised of a whole tone, and then another whole tone, and then a half tone, whole tone, whole tone, whole tone, and it ends at a half tone, going back to C. Now, I already explained an octave. I'm going to explain further today why this phenomenon occurs. Let's imagine that this string is vibrating at, let's say, 100. It's not really 100. Let's imagine, though, that it's vibrating at 100 cycles per second. The correct term is hertz. If we mute half the string and just let half of it vibrate while the other one is not vibrating, you will get an octave, and it will be double the speed. If this one was vibrating at 100 cycles per second, this one is vibrating at 200. Okay, so it's the most basic, simplest proportion you can get, and it results in the octave. Now, an octave in the modern music system, the modern Western music system at least, is divided into 12 equidistant pitches, and we call it the chromatic scale. Each one of those sounds is a semitone higher than the previous one. So C, semitone higher, semitone higher, semitone higher, semitone higher, Okay, but that's not the major scale. That's called a chromatic scale. What we're talking about now is the major scale. So from C to D is a whole tone. From D to E is a whole tone. From E to F, you can guide yourself by the fact that there is no black key in between them, is a semitone. From F to G is a whole tone, A to B, whole tone again, and then back to C is a semitone. This is very important. It's called the leading tone. The seventh note of the scale is called the leading tone, and it has sort of need, an oral need to land on the C. You don't feel comfortable when you're contextually in this note unless you're not fully satisfied until it lands on the tonic. The first note of the scale is called the tonic. Okay, now we're at home base. Now this structure is very easy to remember. So whole, whole, half, whole, 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 half. Repeat after me. Whole, whole, half, whole, 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 half. Okay? Now, if we want to start playing a major scale in G, we need the same structure. So it would be whole, whole, half, no problem because there is no black key here. And now we need 3 whole in a row. Whole, whole, this would not be whole, this would be half, so we need whole. Therefore, we have an F sharp. We call this F sharp, this black key. Whole, and then half. F sharp is the leading tone of the G major scale. Okay, and as you can see, it has this necessity, a magnetic pull occurs towards the tonic, the G. Okay, so this is the reason why we have this F sharp, because we need to keep that structure of whole, whole, half, whole, 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 half. Okay, now to finish speaking about the structure, I'm gonna go to 2 more scales. Okay, I was planning to do just 1 more. Let's do 2 more because we can kill 3 birds then in one in one shot. Let's go a fifth higher. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and we start on D, and we have the D major scale. The G major scale had an F sharp. The D major scale has also a C sharp. And when the music you're going to play or that you're going to write is in this key, you shall have two sharps in what is called the key signature. The key signature is just how many sharps there will be in the piece of music. In this case, we have F sharp and C sharp. And for those that are really smart, you will notice that C sharp would be the leading tone of D, right? And we need this semitone. This is also very important. We need the leading tone, which is only half a step or half a tone from the tonic. In this case, D. We're trying to play a D major scale, which has the same structure. Let's analyze. Whole, right? First whole, and then another whole, half, and then 3 whole. Remember, whole, 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 half. Okay, now I have a nice major scale. So that's the reason why you have C sharp. Now let's move one more. Okay, and then I promise I'll stop there and we will play them. Let's move a fifth higher. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Right, and we want to start here on A. And I just played this G sharp, which will be now the new leading tone. Let's try that structure that we already learned, which is whole, whole, half. Whole, 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 half. Okay, let's see. Whole, whole, half. Whole, whole, whole. Okay, right? From here to here is a whole step, and then half. Half, and we land on the tonic. Okay, very good. Let's play now all the scales we learned and practice them as I taught them before. Remember, I said hands curved naturally like a rainbow. Your fingers, you raise them, right? Each time you play, you raise them. The wrist shall be flat, okay? Not like that, not like that. Just everything natural is good. The more natural, the better. Now, let's raise. You can play hands separately, but I'm just going to play both hands at the same time. Fingering would be the same as C major scale. Okay, so G major scale. Good, now I'm going to play 2 octaves and a little bit faster. Great, let's start on D now, the D major scale. Two octaves. A good trick is to remember that you have to anticipate. This is always good in music, to anticipate. You have to kind of like see what's going to happen in the future, and you have to remember that the thumb needs to land on the tonic. Same for the ending of the left hand. When you're going down, it should end with the 5th finger. Okay, last scale, A major. Two octaves. Great. These 3 scales, actually including C major, use the exact same fingering sequence. Okay, so it's 1, 2, 3 for the right hand, and then you turn, and then 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Okay, I will put the fingering on the screen. Great, I will see you in the next lesson. Goodbye.